Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today we continue our look at the new DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Origins figures. And today specifically we're looking at the new Black Mask figure. Now this figure, like with the Batman figure that we looked at yesterday, as well as the Joker figure that's in this series, all comes in the same kind of blister packaging. Basically no kind of art or anything, very plain. Has the Batman logo at the top. You can clearly see the figure in the packaging, and then below that is the name of the character as well as the Arkham Origins name, since these figures are based on the new video game. And then on the back we have a brief bio about the game, a look at the thumbnail images for all four figures in the first wave of this Arkham Origins series, and then indication that the figures are sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. So basic packaging, very generic, and basically the same for all the figures in this wave. Well, except for the Bane figure, which actually comes in a box type packaging as opposed to this blister packaging, since he's a little bit bigger scale. And we'll be taking a look at him in the next day or so. But let's get this figure open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Black Mask, I believe in the video game, is basically the guy behind everything. He's basically the one that kind of puts out a hit on Batman, hires people like Deathstroke to try and kill him and such. So Black Mask basically got that very gangster kind of look to him. He's wearing a white, basically all white suit, with black shoes, black gloves, a black shirt underneath the vest and the coat with a white tie, and then the black mask, of course. I like how on the suit they've sculpted in the pinstripes on the pants and the jacket, and then done some white washes to make it stand out better. And you see this throughout the figure on both the front and the back, which is nice. The jacket part on the torso of the body is actually a soft leather material, and so you can kind of open the flaps. The jacket's not removable or anything, and the sleeves on the arm are sculpted on there, but the jacket itself is a soft rubber. And then he's got the vest underneath, which is basically not a lot of details on the vest. You do have like a little bit of, on the bottom of the vest here, some sculpting details, and then you've got the buttons sculpted on, and then they use basically just a flat pearl white paint on it. And then the same with the tie, and then he's got the black shirt underneath with the collar and everything. Now the real detailing on the figure comes with the mask itself. They did a really nice job with the sculpting, getting some nice design details on the mask, on the sides and everything. It just looks really cool. You can see his teeth, and then the eyes underneath the mask. And the back part of the mask is pretty basic. It's just a flat black, glossy black color. Not a lot of details or anything. You can see on the side, you can see like where the ears kind of protrude out of the mask a little bit. Now, for accessories, the figure comes with two pistols. Both are exactly the same looking, and they have some nice details. Brown handles with little gray grips on them. The rest of the gun's basically metallic silver, and then you've just got some sculpting details to make it stand out, look pretty realistic, like realistic pistols. So nice job on the pistols, and they both fit in his hands pretty good. Now one thing I do want to note, on his right hand, I don't know exactly why, but they've sculpted his finger, his index finger, to kind of go over the rest of his fingers. It's almost like he's supposed to be holding something like a cigarette or cigar or something that maybe they decided not to include. I don't know, but it's kind of weird how they've sculpted that one figure to kind of bend over the other figures. You would think they would maybe stick it out to be like a trigger finger, but it doesn't fit in the trigger hole of the gun or anything. It doesn't prohibit him from holding the gun. He still holds it pretty well, and he holds both guns decently. So I don't know why they sculpted that one finger like that. So the figure stands just under 7 inches tall. So he's a little bit shorter than the Arkham Origins Batman figure, which seems about right. Batman, I would think, would be a little bit taller. And then the Bane, which is the biggest figure in the wave, is definitely much taller. Now, again, as I mentioned in the last review of the Batman, you know, if you were trying to pose your Mattel Arkham Origins figure like the Deathstroke figure, then Deathstroke's going to be a little bit shorter because the Mattel figures are done in a 6-inch scale and the DC Collectibles ones are in a 7-inch scale. So Deathstroke stands a little bit shorter. Okay, so now as far as articulation goes, now, you know, we all pretty much know that DC Collectibles isn't usually known for their articulation. And of course with the Batman figure we actually got extra articulation, which was really nice. But unfortunately with this Black Mask figure we have even less articulation than normal for a DC Collectibles figure. Basically the legs are static. But let's just go over all the articulation real quick. The head can look left and right. It does actually have some up and down movement. So the head is actually pretty good as far as the movement goes. You can look up and down, kind of pivot to the right and left. So that's good. Shoulders are just a standard swivel joint, no kind of ball or anything, so you basically just have the front, forward, and backwards movement on the arm. Single jointed elbow, and then actually it doesn't even have swivel wrists. At least I don't think so. You can kind of move it a little bit, but okay, actually it just was stuck. So it does have the swivel wrists. No torso articulation at all, no swivel at the waist. Standard T-crotch for the legs, so you can move the legs back and forward, but that's it. No outward movement. And then where the figure really disappoints is there's absolutely no knee articulation or ankle articulation. So basically the legs are just static. So you're not going to get this guy in any real poses other than just standing there, which is really kind of disappointing. You know, again, I know DC Collectibles isn't typically known for lots of articulation, but you know, not giving us at least knee articulation, I think, is kind of sad and really kind of takes away from what is otherwise a pretty good figure. Because even getting him to just to stand is difficult in just a regular position because he tends to fall over very easily because you've got no movement in the legs at all. So I'm really disappointed that they couldn't even give this figure knee articulation. So that about wraps up my review on this one. Again, it's a decent looking figure. It's not super exciting or anything, but you know, Black Mask is a pretty important character in the Arkham Origins video game, so I think it's nice that they did a figure of him. I am, however, very disappointed that we couldn't get the most basic of articulation like knee joints on this figure. You know, they did a great job with the articulation on the Batman figure, but really did a piss poor job with the articulation on this one. You know, the figure's the same price. You know, at my comic shop, these figures almost cost $25, and so you know, for that much money, you could at least give us knee articulation. But otherwise, the figure looks good. So as long as you're okay with just basically putting him in one standard pose, standing there with his guns, then you know it's a good figure. But if you're looking to get any kind of real posability out of this, then you'll probably want to pass on it. Again, these figures are hitting comic and specialty shops and e-tailers now, so if you're wanting to pick up the Arkham Origins figure, start checking your stores now, and we'll be rounding out our reviews of this first wave with a look at Bane and Joker coming up in the next few days. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time, we'll check you later.